All right, so you've been told you have a tight IT band and that is a bad thing, and that tight IT band is probably what's causing your knee pain. Well, take a look at this IT band. Look how tight this IT band is. Look how I can get my finger down in there and push it around. That IT band happens to be my IT band. And I've never had IT band pain. So all that is to say is that a tight IT band is typically not the problem of IT band syndrome and is actually something that you want. So today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about the IT band and why a tight IT band isn't a problem. So this is one of those things where it's sort of like, you know, why does everybody think this? And I'm not sure where it came up, how we came up with this, but a tight IT band is a normal thing. And I actually read somewhere, who knows, but it was almost like something like if your tight IT band, your IT band actually helps to support the femur, meaning like your IT band needs to be tight or else you may have some more stress fractures in your femur or your femur could break or something like that. It's almost like a supporting structure. So a tight IT band is normal, and some research actually shows that it is actually needed as part of your function because it's part of how your body stores and releases energy, specifically with things like running and jumping and things like that. So a little bit of just anatomy first, and then we'll talk a little bit about, you know, if you feel tightness in this area and that it bothers you, what are some things that you can do? And then we'll probably shoot another video which goes over some exercises that you can do if you are experiencing pain on the side of the knee, which is commonly referred to as IT band syndrome. So anatomy-wise, right, what's really interesting about the IT band, and hopefully you guys can see this on here, is this is the IT band down here, and it comes all the way down to the side of the knee. And what you'll see here, and this is hard to see because this guy's hand's in the way, is the IT band it's thick. It's this white stuff. When you see white on the anatomy, it means there's not a ton of blood supply. It means it's very fibrous, very indicative of ligament and tendon. And this is a muscle tendon. And the muscle belly of the IT band is up here, this redness area there called the tensor fascia lata, the TFL for short. And then you can see the TFL then has connections to the glute. So it's very interesting in that the glute and the IT band are kind of connected together. And then there's this other muscle belly that kind of sits off to the side here called the TFL, which helps to connect it, right? So the first thing I want to talk about with this is often you will see people foam rolling or trying to stretch their IT band. And let me tell you, this fibrous white stuff here doesn't stretch much at all. And this area here, you can get a little bit of stretch going, but kind of pounding on this area isn't going to really do anything except cause you a lot of pain. Now, sometimes it does feel good to kind of do some stretching there or some foam rolling. And I'll show you in a second the way I like to do that if you want to do that, because there's nothing wrong with like getting a little bit of input to your body and you're like, you know, that just feels good to do that, whether or not it's doing anything or not. So, but looking at the anatomy helps to better understand why trying to stretch or foam roll your IT band along these areas right here really aren't going to do anything. So this is really important to, getting a phone call. So this is really important for you to understand, okay? So with the IT band coming down there to the knee and where you feel the pain, the reason that you feel the pain down there, it more has to do with the upper part of where it ties into the glutes and the tensor fascia lata. And we'll go more into that when we go over some of the exercises you want to do. Because the more you can exercise this area or strengthen this area, then that controls kind of the knee movement down there and some of the forces that would be causing you the pain on the side of your knee. So the purpose of this video is one, just to explain that it's supposed to be tight, but also to show you that if you do want to do some mobility type work, what should you be doing, and what are some good ways to do that. So let me turn the camera here over to the side. So if you want to do foam rolling for your IT band, if you do just one foam roll, it hurts a lot. So I think of this as just doing some massage on the side of your leg. Are you really accomplishing anything as far as stretching? No. But if it feels good, I'm okay with you doing it. But put 2 foam rolls down if you're going to go right over this part of the leg. I don't recommend going right on the side of the knee there, especially if you're having pain. That's just going to cause more problems. But if you want to do just this part of your thigh right there, it's nice to use 2 foam rolls because it kind of evens the pressure out and it's not as painful to do. And if it feels good and you're like, I like that feeling, go ahead and do it. I don't care. Okay, so if you're going to foam roll this mid part of the thigh, I recommend using 2 foam rolls. Now, if you actually want to do a little bit of mobility work on the part of the IT band that it would be effective would be on this tensor fascia lata and glute area. So getting higher almost into that glute and even into the side of the hip where that muscle is, that's where you want to do it, is up high. And it's just a real small area, right? And it can be kind of hard to pinpoint. You don't want to go right over the hip joint, the outside of the hip, the greater trochanter, but kind of into the glutes. And then even getting a little bit more onto the front part of the hip, like that, right there. So you're not on the hip bone, but you're a little bit anterior towards it, towards the front. And then just a real short area there. That's actually the muscle bellies that affect the IT band. And sometimes for people working on some mobility in that area will help they'll feel a little bit looser and get some relief. So the take-home message for this video is your IT band is supposed to be tight. So don't try to work the crap out of it, okay? And the problem isn't here, right, as far as there's not a problem with the tendon right there. The problem is typically up here, and it's just like any of the other injuries that we have, or not injuries, but pain that we're experiencing for a lot of people. They're usually doing too much too soon, and there's some weakness and compensation up here that's then causing their leg to rotate in a little bit, and they're getting compression on the side of the knee. So the next video that we do on IT band will address what are some of the exercises that you should be doing up in this hip and glute area to help with IT band. But for now, don't try to stretch the crap out of your IT band. You're not really doing anything. It's supposed to be tight. Don't try to loosen it. And if you do want to do a little bit because you like it, it feels good, then do it the 2 ways that I showed you to do it. And we will talk to you next time.